Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me. Hold me close so I can breathe. Let me go so I can live. Where do we go from here? Take me far away.
All right. Namaste and Lakesh, my family, and welcome to another morning coffee with your hostess with the mostest, Rion. Absolute pleasure being with you guys here today. We've got a special guest as well, coming in hot. My brother Nate. He's going to be dropping like it's hot, teaching all you guys how to be young Jedis. Or maybe you guys are the great Jedis. We also have a lot of new tech to show you guys. I don't know. I got some things. To show you guys. Super excited about all this stuff and much, much more. First and foremost, let's talk about some of the different energetic things that have been going on in the collective consciousness. Is the music too loud? Can you guys hear me? Is the music too loud? Am I going to get blocked in Taiwan? All right. Here we go. I do like it though. Let's talk about some things I noticed recently. Okay, so I've been given a reprieve. I took it in the face. Took it on the face. Last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks ago, right? So they gave me a reprieve for the first time in my incarnation. I am seeing team sports being played in the fourth dimension. That is new. It could have been the fifth dimension, but it looked like Seattle. The weather looked like Seattle. Usually the weather in 5D is nice and sunny with an average of 85 degrees, 80 to 85 degrees. However, so what does that mean? That means that whatever direction the music's, I switched the channel. It's Rufus Del Sol. I'm going to get it. Here we go. So anyways, what I'm trying to explain is you guys are actually doing more team sports, more Ascension school things are happening in the fourth dimension, even with all this Jabberwocky and all this other rhetoric that's going around. That's very positive. Why? If the fourth dimension is supposed to shift before us, they've already gone through what we're about to go through. And they're already on the other side of it. What else? Please detox your bodies. Please detox your cells. It is very important right now. The more of that nano juju you get out of your body, the easier it is going to be, especially when we're getting hit with these different frequencies, man-made and ET or celestial-made, let's just say. The financial system is changing. Yes, BRICS is going to make a move. I believe that people have said it's going to be showing up on Forex. Waiting. How do you protect your guys' self? I would say gold and silver. All right. I'm not a financial expert, but let me tell you something. Silver coins, gold coins, or whatever you guys want to get, start slowly kind of preparing for that. What else? They say 2024 is going to be very interesting with supply chain issues based upon if you're in the United States, the Long Beach port of entry is no longer accepting treasury bonds as of a week or so ago. What does that mean? That means if there's a bunch of imports coming in from other countries, they're not going to take a U.S. Treasury bond as payment. So there are certain things that are taking place right now, and the longshoremen strike and a lot of these strikes happening in California, they're not telling you exactly what this means. What does that mean for us right now with the heads up? What do I do? Get a couple 50-pound bags of rice. I like black beans. I like red beans. I like pinto beans. I like garbanzo beans. I'm going to be eating a lot of hummus. Okay? Lots of protein in hummus, baby. Garbanzo beans. Why? You guys can go to Costco, get that solar generator from Costco. It'll run your fridge. Why am I telling you all this and why have we heard this many, many times? We don't know when specifically these supply chain issues are going to affect the United States. All I can say is be the person that has your stuff in some, nice plastic containers in the garage on a rack, get some space food, get whatever you need. So when everyone's going, oh my God, I can't believe it. You're like, yeah, I'm good for like 6 months, dude. Like, here we go. Be prepared for the roller coaster. Do not be caught in a shock and awe campaign. Okay, make sure you guys have everything you need for this. Now, the 3 flavors of the Mountain Dew. First one was Maui Burst. We saw that. Second one is called Blackout. All right. Third one is Baja Blast. All right. Sounds like some sort of a, I don't know, hurricane created shenanigans. There are many different infiltrations that are happening right now, and there's a lot of white hat activity. There's a lot of good things and good forces here right now on the surface of this world, and observing it. Do not give in to all of the fear campaign. Do understand what Project Bluebeam is. Okay? Understand that, growing your own food right now, maybe it's not because you can't get any, but it's because you don't know what kind of weird shenanigans is going on with the food. Can I say that about Bill? All right, I'm going to tell you guys something that happened about 3 months ago. As you guys know, that I do go around the planet and I clean stuff up. This is something really weird that I noticed. When people have crossed over into 5D, I can tell instantly that it's not the physical, it's not 4D, we're in 5D, right? I can tell you something. I saw Bill Gates and I saw Zuckerbucker in 5D, like they had already passed on into the next world. And they wanted me, because I get very upset down here and I hold people accountable, families accountable, streams accountable, their higher selves accountable. And what I can tell you is that they both showed up in 5D to let me know, like, hey, bro, we're not in the physical game anymore. We're dead. We're alive, but we're not the ones that are portraying these things on the surface. Please pay attention. It's not us. Because when I get upset, I start yanking on your... When I get upset, let's just say that I'll pull your whole stream down to the surface and have a face-to-face. So I haven't shared that publicly. So I don't know who's in that suit. I don't know what this is. I don't know what characters. A lot of different disclosure things out there on the planet right now are saying that different ET species that have been vying over this space actually all have the technology to jump into each other's species, to control each other's species, to project or to be a version of something. Like, for example, a reptilian energy can jump inside of a Palladian. A Palladian can jump inside of a reptilian. A gray can jump inside of, I don't know, a gray, a washer and dryer. No, I'm just kidding. There's a gray in my toaster, man. I know it. It never makes perfect toast. Just kidding. Listen, 132 different species of grays, and there's 6 factions, right around 22 species per faction. They're not all turds. Some are very cool. Some are very helpful. Okay. Had to say that too. 6 different factions of grays. It's not 5, it's 6. You guys having fun? So yeah, so I just want to be real, like, because I was getting super upset, and I'm like, Bill, sweet Bill, Billy, I know where you sleep in Seattle. And they're like, whoa. Hey, listen, that's not him. So I think there's a lot of false characters in the game right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that publicly. And I think that we're all going to figure it out. And many of us already know there's been many reports 3-4 years ago about these people that something else is in that suit or something else. There's clones. I mean, come on, guys. They cloned Jerome on Netflix, for God's sakes. Bernie Mac talks about the underground facility outside of California that he was taken to and where they were cloning bodies. Okay. So I just, if you guys don't believe me, look up the interview with Bernie Mac. He talks about it. And one of his comedian buddies talk about it too. And Bernie wasn't about that, mind you, but they were showing the cloning facility outside California, outside of Los Angeles, about hour and 45 minutes due east. Was it north? Southeast. Yeah. Anyways, I have some cool things to show you. Yeah, no. Yeah, just everyone know happy Equinox. Is today the 23rd? What is today? Is it supposed to be the day of days? Or is it the day of days? It is the 20. Woo, woo. Woo. It's the 24th in Australia. I don't know. Did you guys hear about those cardboard armaments coming out of Australia that are undetectable? That's pretty cool. I'm going to make a paper airplane out of cardboard. It's going to be the newest thing. Can't see it on radar. I'm like, paper mache down here. That's weird. Anyways, that's cool though. I mean, very creative. What else? some things are going to change, some things are going to come out. My job here is to let you know, hey, the sky is not falling, pig little. One, two, financially start moving your stuff from the norm, the 80 years of bullshit since 1970s, right? Move it out and get into hard assets. That means it's not a certificate. That means you have your own currency in your hand, whether that be gold, silver. Now, based upon the RV stuff, let's do a little RV intel. I know you guys, the boards are popping. Everyone's talking about stuff. So let me just be real brief. I don't believe everything I hear, but I am hearing some very positive things. RV intel. All right. So all I know is this. I watch, when I hear news, I hear it in really strange ways from like a 360. I know that last week when the UN met in New York, there was so much going on that it created a traffic jam downtown New York where the UN is. Why? These guys can barely come off a summer vacation and do anything appropriate. They all showed up at the pit to get their money. They're all showing up at the trough to make sure they're seen, right? So all these little nerds were at the feeding trough at the UN last week. Traffic jams downtown New York. Okay, that makes sense. Main dude from Iraq was there. I think they're going to release the IQD, and I think that's going to go. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not a financial analyst. Seek your own professional thing with that. IQD goes. The VND, the Vietnamese dong, is going to go. Why? Because they're trade partners. Just like in the same way the United States gets a lot of products from Mexico, it's the same way Iraq gets a lot of products from Vietnam. They're kind of paired like that. Okay. What else? Another one to have, was the Zim. And I don't think it's going to be coming out to 100 trillion, whatever. But I am here to say that there will be something for those Zim notes, and be very careful purchasing those now. Most of the Zim notes that I know about were purchased 2017, 2018, 2019. So I don't know. You can be careful with counterfeit stuff out there, ladies and gents. You can always check all your bills with that. There's a specific thing you can get on Amazon where it's like a black light, authenticator. You can see the other stuff that's on those bills if you have currency. What are we going to do? Let's talk about this. We're going to get some land. Like when this thing pops off, what do? I say we get land. I say in the beginning, we get all of our family together. I say we do a huge community. I say like almost like a temporary thing. Like what do you do with all your friends and family when shit hits the fan? We all come together. We all get a couple locations on this planet, maybe one location per country, where someone pops off with an RV, someone buys the land. We throw up some yurts in the beginning. We get some crops planted. We get some people that really know how to do what they do, as far as plants, agriculture, growing things. We get those that have actually been paying attention the last decade in charge. And we kind of come up together, and this is going to be a transitionary thing. So we all kind of come together. We figure it out. Everyone's kind of having a good time. There's no fear. We already know it's coming. Okay. And then from there, we do the more permanent things with the cities of light, the 3D printers, getting a hold of Cobod and some of these different guys that can print a 3,000 square foot warehouse in 72 hours. We get some of these guys, we get some capital. We go ahead and find some of these locations. We start loading these things on cargo containers and trucks, and we start moving it out. I'm here to buy the capital necessary and buy the machinery necessary to do these things. That's one of my things. Foundational structure of the land, legal foundational structure of the land. Hire a couple pit bull attorneys that just love to tear into shit. That like their whole dream job was to go after these guys. Put these guys on a retainer and just get whatever we need to do. I'm going to be sharing with you guys in Austin another juke around and something to really pay attention to. I'm not going to say it here when you guys are setting up your humanitarian projects around the planet and how to do that properly. I'm going to do it in person with you guys. I've been working on my project to get everything dialed in for you guys. I can't wait to see everyone out there at the solar eclipse event in Austin. I think we have 2 tickets left, maybe 3 tickets left. And then it sold out. And like I said, we expanded a little bit. I had to order some more food. We are dialed in. We're going to have lots of fun. So I'm just trying to say, like, what do you do? your family, your community. I just want you guys, when this happens, to not go into a shock and awe campaign, buy a Corvette and a house and sit in your house in the garage. Like, I don't know. I don't want you guys also to go, I'm going to Bali for 6 years. I'm out. We need to do is have a handful of us come together and go, all right, let's go ahead and build this couple communities. We got communities, which I'm going to share. When I went to Tulum last year, I met many different people that are all doing off-grid nice communities in Costa Rica, in Tulum, in Baja. There's a bunch of different people that are already on this. Puerto Escondido, that are already building out these places and these facilities. And I'm saying, hey, when the RV comes, why not have a condo at each one of these facilities? Why don't we just travel around the planet with seasons? We're in Sedona for 6 months, and then we're in Maui, right? And my love to all those guys out in Maui, and all the truth is going to come out about that. There's so much information coming out, and the people that are still missing. One gentleman that's a pastor in Maui said that there's 187 bodies washed up in Lanai. I haven't heard that. 187 bodies washed up on the island next to Maui. I don't know, guys. I just, the truth about this thing is going to come out. And it's not all negative. God, I mean, it sounds like it. But what I can say is this. Since we are all agents of cause and effect, we are emissaries of change on this planet. If you are a starseed, you are one of us. We are emissaries of change, or we never would have come here or entered this simulation, whatever definition of vocabulary, term of existence you wish to have. This is what I'd like to say. There's a cause and effect to everything. And if you affecting or cause so much damage and ridiculousness, there is an effect and there is a counterbalance coming. It's not going to be one way. I should promise you that. That shall be the straw that broke the camel's back, is Maui. That's all I'd like to say about that. Sedona and Maui are linked energetically. We're very close to one another. A lot of people that have homes in Sedona have homes in Maui. We go back and forth. This whole thing is going to unravel. So I just sending my prayers and love and abundance to all those people, and for all of us, just to know that whatever this is, we are not only coming to assist and coming to aid, but me being Native American myself, like, we need to have communities built for our native populations around the United States, and the highest quality water, air, and food, recycling centers, transportation, education. This psychopathic Babel control system that we've been under, and some of these parallel governments that think they can do whatever they want, there's something that I'd like to express to you from my heart and from both sides of polarity. Whatever you feel you have the right to do, I can tell you that the same reflection is coming back to you tenfold. So if you've been doing it for 5, 10,000 years, it's coming back to you. And there's no star cruiser in this universe that can take you far enough away from the repercussions of what you've done on this planet and to these people. Us being hybrids, you're doing it to yourself. So how and what specifically do you think you're going to run from? What I can tell you is I feel like there's a rogue group that does not have the full support of whatever that is, and is working independently of that, thinking that no one is paying attention. I'm here to tell you that there are creator beings on this planet that are monitoring everything here, and it's all a numbers game. And I'm here to tell you that there will be justice brought about this whole situation. And this platform, this simulation, and this emotional rehab that we're all in, the point is to assist and change a platform of thinking and a belief system that goes far beyond this planet and far beyond this time. Us being here right now is a direct reflection and representation that we all want to work together, and we all want the best for our brothers and sisters. And I can say something honest with you. I'm in a human suit right now. Maybe you can't see what I look like, but I can tell you something from my heart. I want the best for every single human being down here on this planet, because we've all been through a shit show together and we all deserve paradise. And I'm so tired of being the whatever this is for these species that think they're better than us, or they think they deserve to rule, or all this jazz. I can tell you, from one of my aspects, I'll be real honest with you. One of my aspects took this test, and this goes into the Jedi thing that Nate's going to talk about. And I'll talk about this in detail in Austin. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I can say out of all of the baddest dudes, the most gnarliest warriors of the entire species, I knew of 10. And at the end of the trials, I knew of 3 or 2.5. One dude was super damaged. Out of the entire species passed this one test. So these guys that are playing in the abyssal planes of reality, and these guys that play these games, I'm here to say that there are higher levels of games that you can play, but do not take advantage of the innocence of people that can't even defend themselves against some of this ridiculousness. And that goes all the way up your food chain. So if you guys think, these guys think that they're a big deal, out of everyone I've ever met in that dimension, the top 10 warriors went to this place for this advanced training. 2.5 of us came back. So imagine being on a planet. Imagine being in control of planets. Let me break this down for you. Imagine your species is in charge of, say, 150 different planets, let's just say. Out of all of those planets, 10, and out of all those 10 people, 2.5 came back. The other guy was damaged beyond repair. Half his body was cooked. So there's just higher levels of game that I'm trying to express to you that exist in this universe. And we have to grow up out of this lower plane thinking of tick for tack and taking advantage of people and beings that are smaller or less advanced than you. It doesn't show your strength. It actually shows your true age. Okay. We need to grow up. That's all I'd like to say about that. All right, let's get some comments. That's enough. All right. Yes, best for all. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not the government. Like I said, they're not government. They're cabal. Like I said, it's the shadow government that runs parallel with our government, you guys. It's not our government. I watched did you guys see that Stephen Greer interview yesterday on YouTube? Came out 8 days ago. He's telling the people in Congress and the Senate there is a secret government running parallel, and the Congress and senators can't get access to these. They call them deep black budgets. It's not a black budget, deep black. Okay? These guys need to knock it off. That's it. I love you guys. Yay, yay, yay. So, light workers at work, baby. Said he's a light baby. That's all I got to say. I don't know. I mean, because... By the way, did you guys hear that thing about the loans for houses and credit cards, that if they switch the currency, that all those contracts are null and void because they're no longer using fiat dollars? Did you guys hear about that? Most loans are illegal anyways. You own your house as soon as you buy it. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. I know. Project Disclosure. You guys, just watch it. Hey. Watch the video that was loaded 8 days ago. I watched the whole thing. He just went through the whole thing. There are people working on these secret sites that didn't realize that they are working it, like what they're doing, and what they're doing there is completely illegal. They're working outside of our structure, and they're just realizing this, or just this is becoming public. I don't know. Looking forward to some cool things happening. All right. Let's just relax for a second. That was my little download. How you guys doing out there? All right. Hopi. I love the Hopis, and I love the Navajo, and I love the Apache. I am in that. Me, myself, I am Blackfoot and Choctaw. So, little Choctaw. Pennsylvania in the house. Yes, the Babylonian system is collapsing. Yes. All right. Now let's get in some cool stuff. We got some more awesome things to share. Let me get on to some cards for this week, and I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff. Let's get right into card time. All right. Card time. Is the music too loud? Are they going to block it? We're getting blocked in other countries. Here we go. Cherokee, baby. Of course, the Cherokee and the Golden Tribe of the Cherokees. That was the main one. Let me just close this. Wooshoo! And I'm back. All right, let's do some unicorn cards. And while I do that, you guys want to see something cool? Oh, Lord. All right, can I do it? All right, so an icosahedron is the actual symbol for ether. So I thought, why don't I make the symbol for ether, right? And then put a huge coil in it and play frequencies through it. So while I'm a little launched right now, look how cool this thing is. This will be available. This is the prototype. Okay. Put that on your desk. Put it on third eye. You're gone. Okay. So it's pretty cool. We're getting better and better stuff. Okay. I got my little, oh man, my tri-field meter right here, and I have it on, right? So check this out. I don't know if you can see. So that's maxed out. So right now it's playing, I believe, third eye activation, but the electromagnetic field is on right now. So, and I actually have this pyramid cranking right now. This wall, you can see it. I don't think I need to pick it up, but here, I'm going to show you. Our new pyramids have these coils in them. All right. Hi. Oh, that's a big pizza. I don't know. I love these things. So there's a huge coil inside of this that's right now playing frequency off of it. And you can see that right here. So this is a tri-field meter. You guys can get these anywhere. You guys can test your own stuff. But, right? So it's playing a frequency and it's coming up on this. So you guys can see whatever it is. Depending on the song, depending on the frequency I'm playing for, this is pretty mellow. But I wanted to just show you guys that. Let me switch the sound here. You want to see how the pyramid cranks? Let's try this. All right. So that little dude was the first one. Now I'll plug the pyramid in. It has an MP3 player, and I have some other ones that I actually am making right now, custom for you guys, that are actually going to be able to control the frequency you want with a dial. And there's some things you need to learn. I'll share with you about that too. So here, now the pyramid's on. So it's cranking the whole time. So you can put this on and just be like, I want to work on my third eye. Just put it on third eye and just chill. Not to mention my stuff has piezoelectric devices, magnetic. It's everything. Why am I doing this? And why am I perfecting this? Because, ladies and gents, when we build the city of light, I have to be sitting there with the concrete contractor going, I have to first drop a 30-foot torus field cable in the ground. I need a 40-foot ground. I need a well digger to drop, I don't know, 10. I need a ground going 40 feet into the ground. Why? Because I'm going to push so much energy through these domes. I'm pretty much feeling that we're going to be breaking reality. Like it's going to be 5D in these spaces. The coolest thing I could ever do is create a space where you can actually see your higher self, or talk to your higher self. And the frequency is so high, all the lower frequency boo-boo can't even come in the front door. I mean, you won't even need to do anything. You'll probably, now for people that are purging stuff, that we'll have a purge room for you. Coming out of a big city, you're like, I made it to the city a lot. You're like, come on in. You're like, oh my God. Whoa. It's just like, you're like, whoa, get a bag. We got a hot one. We got another banker coming in from downtown. Here, we help. It's going to be okay. All right. So what I'm trying to say is that we're working on that, mastering that right now. Because these are all models. What happens when they go, son, you know how to make that, I mean, some of these capstones I make are 70, 80 pounds and they're huge. Okay. The ones over my bed is huge. They go ahead and put that in a 30-foot pyramid and make sure the electrical system is hooked up to all the torus fields and every point going around it. And then I need a 3-pulse ratio. So what does that mean? So each of the electricity functions of it, give you a little heads up on what I'm going to talk about in Austin. It's 3 pulse elect. So basically, when you go to Home Depot, the most, some of the most expensive copper wire you can get is 3 thick cables, right? One's for electricity, it's 3, right? So what I'm going to do is electricity, harmonics, and then I'll do signal pulse ratios. So the whole point is, and why I actually worked with this, let me show you this too. I actually was like, well, I'm so bored with all of these devices, right? Because I have an audio and film background. Oh, this thing can't even show up. It's on, okay. But what I'm trying to say is that I am making things surround sound. So I wanted to use. I'm like, well, it's cool. These things are 2-channel, okay, left and right. And I'm like, with my studio, I'm like, why can't I have surround sound? Why can't I have the frequency hit the woofer? So then I was like, talking to my boy Michael. I was like, yeah, dude, I need surround sound. I need a whoop, 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 whoop. And I need up here, whoop, 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 whoop. And I need on the bottom, whoop, 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 whoop. I need gamma coming from the ground. I need the mids in the mids, and I need the highs cranking at 5,000 hertz. I need the whole enchilada to create a Stargate around a human being. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'm playing with Tonka toys. Okay, but we're figuring it out, mind you. But the real version of me is like, come on, dude, you work on a starship. Like, you can't figure this out. We're figuring it out. I'm just trying to tell you, we've got them in the pyramids. I've got a whole new situation where I'm actually moving the frequency to the poles. The whole pyramid's vibrating. Okay, I've got some new things I'm not going to talk about until I show up in Vegas. I'm bringing one. What else? At Disclosure Fest, I will be there. It's going to be awesome. And no, I'm getting this. So when you guys are like, Rion, how much crushed quartz do I need? I need to be able to say, you need 30,000 pounds of crushed quartz. You need 20,000 pounds of shungite. You need 10,000 pounds of black tourmaline. Pour it in the hopper. Next, I need basalt. I need to be able to perfect this on a 1/8 scale. So when we have the funds to go full size, we already have all the math. I know exactly how many materials I need. I know exactly how much copper I need. I need exactly how many crystals I need. That's where this is going. To have a true holy of holies, to create the holy of holies, you got to know what stones to use. You got to know what frequency you're going for. You got to know all the things that go with it. So that's what I'm trying to say. Can you imagine if I pulse gamma through our feet and it's just, and I leave it on all night? You guys come in the morning, walk on the marble, and it starts to feel like jelly. You're like, what did you do? I'm like, oh no, we're actually breaking. Jump. Try jumping right now. And you're like, launching? That's what it's like in 4th dimension. The ground feels like jello. You don't believe me? Go into the 4th dimension in dream time and start jumping in 4D. The ground is not as dense as it is. The gravity is not the same. I used to know that all the time. I used to do the Hulk jump. They couldn't even control me. Once I knew I was in 4D, I started jumping. So, cards. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you where this is going. It's not just, and I'm like, no. This is what we're going to do, and we're going to master this. And be careful of this too. Now, check it. All of these PEMF devices are fantastic. Just make sure when you put it on 432 or 528 from whatever app or device, you need to test the device that you're pumping it into and make sure it's coming out of 432 or 528. What we have found using different coils and different styles and different gauges that you may think you're putting on 432, it's coming out 416 on this, or it's usually below. Okay. So pay attention to all those products out there, test them. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a lot of guys doing these PEMF things. I'm like, well, if you say it's 432, it needs to come out of 432, not 440, not 442. What is it? So I'm just trying to say we're doing a lot of tests. And we're really trying to master this because before I put this in a dome, it has to be dead on. It can't be like, oh, well, it was close. No. If I say it's 432, it's 432. If I want the heart resonance 528, I want 528. So as you go up, right? So for everyone making stuff out there, pay attention to that. Unicorns. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Power is in the powder. Let's go. All right, we're having fun. You guys having fun? All right, that's enough talking. All right. We're having fun. All right. I feel like there's frequencies going through my faces. I'm like, why do I feel like this? Because you have a large coil pumping frequencies through your body. All right. Unicorns for the time to come. And then I'm going to bring in, when I'm done with cards, I'm going to bring in my boy Nate. We're going to crush. I see him right now. He's in the waiting room. He's ready to go. Jedi training is what he's going to teach you guys. So I'm meeting some very high-end people. He's going to teach you how to move crazy amounts of energy through your body. But let's get some cards. Everyone wants the card time. Cards. Banners. Card time. Let's get it. Unicorns for this week coming up. And you guys, if you're interested in the frequency pyramids, email support@teamlight.com. I'm going to hook you up. Or any of the new devices that we're making right now, get them. We're going to be putting these in the icosahedron. Maybe I'll say one. I'm not going to, I'll say maybe say there's one available. Okay. Choice. So for this week, there's a choice coming up. Choice. Roots. Okay, well, how's this sound? What is your root choice? Do you want to ascend to 5D or do you want to stay down here in 4D land? Do you want to be organic or you want to go the other route? What are the roots of your creation? What are the roots of your belief system? Do you believe in a better world for every single being on this earth? I do. What are the roots? What is the foundation of your choices in your belief system? Okay. Where are the roots at, man? I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sit back a little bit, man. All right. Dragons. Let's get a star dragon. While I'm shuffling, why don't you guys go ahead and punch in where around the world you guys are watching from? I greatly appreciate it. I think we've calmed down now. We calm now? We're calmed down. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wax on, wax off, baby. Go ahead and punch in where around the world you guys punching in from. So, and like I said, for all those guys out there that watch the videos that are building beautiful, amazing communities, here at Team Light, we're going to be sharing some ways to get you exactly what you want. If you have a conference center, if you have the gathering room, if you have the prayer room, how can you take that up a notch? These are the things that we can discuss and talk about, okay? And yes, there are ways, okay? Press dragons. Space. Pull this card, space. Space for what? Let's pull it. There'd be space dragons, bro. He's like, give me some space, man. Space is coming in. I don't know. Maybe the truth is contact's on its way. It's already here, but it might be made very public very, very soon. You know? Moving forward, the space to move forward. So what does that mean? Forgive yourself. Forgive others, right? Our Father, Lord in heaven, hallowed be thy name, right? Forgive those that trespass against us as we forgive those that trespass against us, right? So I have to do the whole thing. Our Father, Lord in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For that is the power and the glory. Amen. Enlightenment. All right. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Enlightenment. Moving forward. Okay. And for all my fellow visionaries out there, for all my fellow starseeds out there, for all my fellow light beings ready to take the surface back on this world and actually have our true sovereignty, right? Here we go. Contemplating the future. Vision. What is your vision? What does paradise look like to you? What is the perfect world you would like to create? These are things that should be going through our minds and our belief systems and our prayers, not these distortions and weird things and fear things being thrown at us. Okay? Don't take the bait. Everyone's trying to distort our belief system and our focus right now to create what they want. Okay? The cabal's getting their ass kicked. Okay? All they can do is have us create loosh by believing what they believe. I don't believe what these guys believe. I believe these guys need a couple more runs down here in rehab. That's what I need. And not on this planet, mind you. They need to be taken somewhere else where they can continue that without affecting nice beings that actually just want to exist, dude, and live a peaceful, abundant life. Next set of cards, Titans. What do we got? Titans. Believe me, I know more about a lot of this stuff than most people know, dude. I'm telling you, the elders of these species are watching this game and they're not pleased. Aries, war. Here we go. So it's a war coming. Okay. There's a war coming. Is it a war? Well, I would already say the war's been on for quite some time. I mean, I don't know if you got your popcorn, but I feel like we've been at war for about 6 years or longer, or since these jackasses took over in the 50s. But okay, now I want to start making jokes. I mean, okay, I'm not going to do it, but okay, war. What's the card that goes with that? Let's go, Lyran. All right, so what is this war? Well, Palladians say it's a war of choice, right? It's a war of choice in your roots. Right? It's been going on for a long time. Let's pull a Lyran card for some clarity here. All right. Bang. And Nate, my brother, you are up next. This is just hot potato. Peaceful reunion. Reunions bring healing. So a peaceful reunion may be coming up this week for you. Okay? Hanging out with your family, hanging out with a loved one, hanging out with a coworker, hanging out with a friend. Peaceful reunion. Okay? So it's kind of duality. We got Aries war. That's what they want. That's what the Cabal turds want. What do we want? A peaceful reunion with our star family, right? That's what we want. And thank you, Robin. Love you. Thank you, Robin. I greatly appreciate that. Life is precious. Follow your bliss, risk, and reward. Cosmic upgrade. Hey, ladies and gents, you know we're about to get hit with some serious upgrades. Follow your bliss, risk, and reward. Cosmic upgrade. So what does that mean? Could be risk and reward, purchasing some gold, purchasing some silver, maybe purchasing some XRP, maybe some XLM, maybe some foreign currency, maybe, putting some different things around in different nests, hoping one of them hits. Okay. Risk and reward, cosmic upgrade inbound. Cosmic upgrade is inbound. Okay. And then follow your bliss. Why? Because when you're in your bliss and you're in your happiness and you're in your heart, you can actually see things coming and you can manifest the reality you want, not the reality that's being projected upon us. Okay. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, just know that I love you. I'm going to bring my brother in right now. Nate, you ready, bro? Add to the stage, my brother Nate. Introduce yourself, brother.
Well, hello. Thank you, Rion. My name is Nate Zeleznick. I'm here in Utah, originally from outer space, as all of us are. And I'm blessed to be here. I am one of 2 American stewards that have been blessed to be able to bring a very special energy work and breath work and really psychic ability development art to the United States from the Indonesian royal family of Java, Indonesia. And so many of you may have seen the documentary Superhuman, where at the end, the people seeing without eyes, many of those were my students. And now I steward the White Dove method, which uses I'm going to be changing that name to the Ascended System, because I am looking to really combine biohacking, peptide treatment, nutrition, other forms of energy work, such as Rion's amazing pyramid tech, along with the White Dove method, to make a truly amazing human technology that will help us ascend our consciousness in a way that we've never been able to do before. And so
Bro,
that's who I
I
am.
mean,
And I'm stoked to be
I
here.
experienced it. Can you tell them, for all my fellow Jedi out there, tell them, I mean, literally this technique you taught me, the Garuda.
Yeah.
I mean, people snap steel bars with it, correct? Can you
Correct.
talk a little bit about this? I mean, people want to know what this is. This is not some normal thing. I mean, Nate, tell them like the power that you can generate in the human body and then
Sure.
what you can do with it.
Sure, absolutely. So the interesting thing was this art was kept secret for close to 500 years within the royal family of Java, used only by the king and his heir, because the king would always battle from the front. They were never at the back. So they had to kind of, like in the Lord of the Rings, Sauron out there just laying waste to people. They had to have that kind of inner power and martial skill to be able. Well, if you kill the king, just like in chess, you take their kingdom. So things like, I mean, I've seen the most amazing things, people, even without eyes, being able to see, to drive cars, to be able to read printed material, taught many people how to do these things. I've seen people, the royal heirs, be able to control the waves in the Indian Ocean and push them and pull them to them at will. So control of nature, which we all have the ability to do, but there are certain ways to do it that are more effective. Rion, you talked about the Hulk jumps. That is
Yes.
part of the white dove method for centuries past, is the ability to leap from building to building to building. And so many things like this are definitely possible.
I
But
told you I'd find him. I told you I'd find him, World. I was like, where is my 3D Jedi to teach me these things? Go ahead. No.
and asking you shall receive.
Yes.
So teaching Rion and some other good friends this Garuda technique, which is the first of the energy maintenance exercises of the white dove method and the Ascent system, which is available for purchase. You guys can get that, and Rion's going to drop a link in there. It's the Life Force Energy Ascension Protocol, or the LEAP program, right off the bat. And I'm going to actually, Rion, I'd love to share like a 2.5 minute video with everybody to kind of show them some of the real power of what this one technique alone, much less the rest, can do. But when I taught Rion and the other guys in there, and they were able to feel their energy, I mean, a lot of them were just like out here going,
Right.
Michael couldn't move his hands. He's like, I feel it. I can't move my hands. The energy is so
It's
powerful.
a lot of
And that
energy.
was literally like what, 5 minutes, maybe.
Yes.
So could I present, share something?
Yeah.
real
So
quick?
here, let me see what I can do this. I'm going to remove myself and see if you can hit play on yours. I mean, or hit play and then I'll
Okay.
do it. See if you can hit
Okay,
it.
that sounds good. I'm going to see, will this work?
Thank you, Kimberly.
Present video file. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, so I actually have to, that's very interesting. I didn't, so this is a bit different than Zoom. Everybody give me just one moment. I'll be right there with it. I have
Cool.
it.
And as you do that, I just want you guys to know that I'll talk about this briefly. Our schools and what we're going to create here is very important with not only our architecture, our structure, this, people, not being in survival mode, but the higher levels of education. I mean, the knowing how to use your chakras properly, knowing how to fire your energy through your body. We've talked about this for decades. My whole point is that I love to implement that. And what I really want, ladies and gents, is to teach the kids that are, young right now, and the young ladies and gentlemen out there, and so that they never have to go through a world where they didn't know what energy manipulation was or how to move objects. Like, they're just young and they've been doing it their whole life. Like, when we're finally the grandparents and the kids are just full blown, you know what I mean? These kids are these rainbow kids, these crystal kids. It's very important that they have the proper teaching and tutelage that we wish we had. That's all I'd like to say, Nate.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. And so to that point, I'll tell you a quick story about the person I'm going to show you, because now I found out how to open that video. So when I was in Costa Rica last year, I was flown there to teach a bunch of Grammy award-winning musicians and artists the Garuda technique. And one of the people there was a very frail gentleman. I noticed right off the bat that he was having trouble walking. He could walk up a few steps and then he'd have to stop and rest. And I got to know him that night. And it turns out that this is one of the most famous big wave riders of all time. And he got COVID and almost died from it, to the point where he was on a ventilator for 70 days. Whoa. He was in a coma for 30 days. They were going to do a lung transplant while he was in a coma. His wife wouldn't let them. And when he finally woke up on Christmas Day, 2022, Christmas Day, 2021, actually, he was paralyzed from the neck down, and he had to learn how to walk. He had to learn how to breathe again. And so this
Wow.
is a guy that could hold his breath for 3+ minutes at Mavericks, getting pounded by 50-footers, and now he was paralyzed from the neck down. So when I met him 11 months later, he'd gone through all the physical rehab. He'd taken all the drugs. He'd been on all the machines that could possibly be used to save his life. And he got to learn Garuda. And this is going to open up, and you're going to be able to hear Drew's testimonial when I taught him for just literally
Beautiful.
10 minutes. So
Let's do this.
there we go.
Howdy, my name is Drew Brophy. I am a professional artist and a lifelong surfer. And I recently had an illness with COVID, long haul COVID, and got knocked back to zero. I was a really big athlete and big wave surfer. I really enjoyed chasing waves around the world. And I prided myself on my ability to be able to breathe and hold my breath, and really my physical stamina was amazing. So COVID took all of that from me. And I was able to meet Nate down in Costa Rica, where he showed us Garuda with the white dove method. It was really amazing for me because I was just starting to surf again and get my feet wet. And I was really having a hard time breathing. And you know, this was a new experience for me. So the Garuda breathing, you know, really allowed me to open up and seemed to have given me, you know, more power and more stamina. I surfed for maybe an hour and a half that day. The waves were really far out. And I was just really impressed that my lung capacity seemed to be improved instantly. I never realized that a lifetime of learning and building up my body, learning to breathe properly, I took it for granted. And not until I was left, you know, back at zero and having to build it back up again, I really had to learn how to breathe again. I think a lot of people don't realize that they're not breathing correctly or as powerfully as they really could be. And I really think that this could be a pathway to supercharge yourself. Enjoy.
Yeah. So with Drew, the thing is
Right.
that this technique, and I taught him some other things personally in his studio. He and his wife both.
Mhm.
Now he's back surfing trestles like freaking every day and going around the world to Indonesia, surfing all kinds of interesting places. And what's really important about this is that according to studies around the world, about 95% of the human population only uses about 15% of their lung capacity. That's it. 15%, because we breathe unconsciously, so we think we're breathing right. Wrong. There are over 200 different health conditions that have been linked directly to improper breathing. And the
Right.
thing is that when we breathe properly, I mean, that's where we get chi. Yang chi is a solar phenomenon. It's trapped in the atmosphere from the sun. When we breathe it in, we breathe this yang chi into our body to create more health. But if we're not breathing properly, we're actually harming and making ourselves ill by not breathing right. And that's one thing where the white dove method, it stands alone in a lot of ways, because you know, people are used to breath work and they're going to get high on their own supply by, you know, hyperventilating like Wim Hof. But the thing is, and that's great, but the white dove method's based on hypoventilation and the increase of carbon dioxide, which helps us uptake oxygen in our body. We
Right.
can't use oxygen without carbon dioxide, and there's no other system in the world that does this like the white dove method. It's totally unique.
I mean, the one difference with this one, you know, the Hoff method, Wim Hof method, is fire, and believe me, I love it. That guy is a stud.
Great.
This was different because when I did the Garuda, when you were like, "Hey, man, you have to close your eyes because there's so much pressure." You could, you could damage. There's so much energy surging through your body. You can't have your eyes open. So it's different. And like I said, for some of you guys that are energy practitioners, you're gonna do this and you're gonna get it like tone. You're gonna love this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm bringing this stuff in for you guys. And I wanted to introduce Nate. And if you guys look in the description on this video on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, or whatever, and YouTube, click on the link there and you can get more information about his stuff. And you have a free thing, downloadable thing too, how to shield yourself too, right? Talk about that.
Yeah. So that is going to be in the description as well. So you click on that. That's the first class in my master class series of 7. Mm-hmm. So if you want to learn how to quickly and on the fly shield yourself, there's a lot of shielding practices where you have to sit down and 20 minutes later, you got a shield. And then it leaves as soon as you walk out of the shield. It kind of stays where it was. This is a shielding practice designed, and I actually originally learned this from the Monroe Institute, to be able to do it as you walk into a room to immediately keep yourself sovereign energetically and feel that. So that's free for everybody out there. But then I highly encourage people to get the full masterclass. And then if you want to really maximize your energy, use that link for Rion's LEAP program. Mm-hmm. You will never have experienced anything like it. I can promise you that 100%. You will not have.
No, 100% legit. For people that don't know what the Superhuman series was, can you explain it a little bit? And if anyone on Facebook or YouTube or Ross the Plant wants to post a link there for what it was, basically kids blindfolded, rollerblading through cones and shopping blindfolded, seeing with their consciousness, brother. And you helped train these kids. Can you explain a little bit about that show and your participation in it?
Yeah, you bet. So the award-winning producer, Caroline Corey, who's been one of the executive producers and been on Ancient Aliens for many years, she reached out to me and she's like, hey, I'm doing this documentary. I would love some footage of this, and I would love to get to know you and your team. And I'm like, great. So I sent her some footage. And the thing is when Superhuman, it's called Superhuman, The Invisible Made Visible. You can find that on Amazon. You can find that on Gaia. And we were actually the cherry on top at the end, because this was people doing psychokinesis, moving things with their mind, people using their thoughts to control computers. It was really showcasing under observational and clinical conditions the fact that we are much more than our physical body and have these abilities. Certain people can do certain things that before it was just kind of anecdotal. And so she went to great lengths to show people doing it under scientific measurement conditions. And so with ours, teaching these children and adults how to do pretty much anything that people with sight can do, and even more, laser tag, driving go-karts, shopping, reading print and text. We don't have people drive through cars here, although in Indonesia, they've actually set Guinness World Records from driving like
For people that don't know about this, talk about the main master who's not allowed to gamble. For all you gamblers out there and card counters, why don't you talk about the guy that knew this technique that was actually staring at cards playing poker in Indonesia and got kicked out of all the freaking casinos. They wouldn't let him gamble anymore. I mean, this is not some mumbo jumbo. I'm trying to be real with you. Like, I want to play slots, right? Well, there's a dude that was staring through cards with this technique. Tell him.
Well, that was actually a book by Roald Dahl.
Yeah,
and it was the Amazing Henry Sugar. Now, this took place in the early 1900s. That wasn't a like the person we've trained, but he developed this through an Indian technique of taking years and years and years to develop his mind to be able to see without his eyes, and he was able to see the bottom sides of cards. So he would just go and clean house at blackjack, and to the point where he was banned worldwide in casinos. And so he actually had a makeup specialist that would travel with him, and he would put on a different visage every single casino he went, and he'd just go in the circuit over and over for years and make millions of dollars. And he was already very wealthy, very greedy. Once he started to open his consciousness, he started to see that he could use this for good, and his heart really changed, and he wound up opening dozens of orphanages throughout the world in the early 1900s. So you could go look. The Henry Sugar, you just type that in. It's a great book. It's fun, but it is actually based on a true story. And
I just wanted to share that, because there's people are using these abilities throughout past 100 years, let's just say, to do what we would consider supernatural things. It's really not supernatural. It's actually seeing with your consciousness, not your 3D eyes. And the fact that your consciousness, just like when you guys are, playing a sport, or if you might have seen that video where that one baseball player catches the baseball before it hits the news reporter, your subconscious mind is seeing before your 3D eyes do. So like I said, there's different ways you can teach that and techniques you can do to improve that, right? That's all we're trying to say. Yeah, and not to mention all the other things you can do, right? Was there anything else you'd like to share, my brother?
No, I'd just like to say thank you so much for having me on. Hello, everybody out there in the world. Please go check those things out. Without a doubt.
Do you have
things,
a YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram? People can find you.
Yeah, when you go to my website, you'll be able to see all that stuff there at the bottom. Yeah, you could just go White Dove Method. You type that into Facebook, IG, type that into YouTube. You're going to find me there. And I'm really starting to make the YouTube channel more robust. But there's quite a bit on YouTube and quite a bit on Instagram. And you guys are also welcome to reach out to me anytime with questions. And once again, it's not in the knowing, it's in the doing and the being. So that's why I have these courses. So go get them. Enjoy.
All right, brother. Till next time. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen. So listen, we're trying to diversify. We'll diversify. I want Jedi trainers. I want nutritionists. I want quantum field specialists. I want just vibrational specialists. There's things that we're putting the team together. I don't know if you guys see this. Okay, well, here's my Jedi teacher from 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning. Then you guys go to horticulture, herb garden. I got 2 specialist herb people, okay, growing different herbs and all this stuff. I heard all this crazy stuff come out of New York that they had to remove like 5 different companies worth of nutritional products out of the grocery stores because they were testing the vitamins they were being, and there wasn't even any vitamins in it. It was like sawdust and sand. I heard that and I was like, oh no, we need our own herb gardens. Oh no, big time. No, we need our own vitamins. We need our grown echinacea, golden seal, vitamin C, rose tips. I keep saying this to myself, and I'm speaking out loud for everyone across planet Earth, because when you guys are doing your own projects, whatever country you're in, Mexico, UK, Canada, Europe, France, US, I don't know, even you guys out there in Antarctica, you know what I mean? Whatever this is, to have a specialist in each category. And I was asked this personal question when I'm about Austin, and I was doing I'm preparing my Cities of Light presentation. And I was asked, how are you going to break up these jobs and and how to make a facility run? And I pose this to you, ladies and gentlemen. I would say, what is your passion? What do you like to do? What is something you do not have to wake up in the morning and be told to go to work or being told to do? Some people love to wake up and create new things. Some people love to be up all night creating new music. Some people are creative writers, journalists, artists, painters. Some people love to wake up in the morning and check on the garden. Whatever this is, and when I reflect to you, is we're doing this together globally. When you have a bunch of people in front of you, find out what their passions are. Find out what really intrigues them. Find out subjects that they would like to learn more about. And I just say that to you very candidly. You know what I mean? Like, what is it so when I go, hey, who wants to be in charge of the herb garden? Raise your hand. Who wants to be in charge of all the horticulture, hybridizing a peach tree and a plum tree? Who wants to be in charge of all the vegetables? My thing is that I want people who are inspired to do things and then get better at their job. The whole point is, if you create an all-star team where everyone's not just starting like, okay, this is the job I want to do. I'm like, no, this is the beginning. This is where you begin. Where's your ending? You may become the best herbologist on the earth. You have your higher selves giving you formulas we haven't had in 15,000 years. They still can't make fucking moo metal. Who are the guys that want to work the kiln? Who are the guys that want to make different crystals and smelt different crystals together? Who wants to be the one that programmed the crystals after they're smelted? Who wants to do the different laser functions? I mean, it keeps going up and up and up and up. It's not like we're living in grass huts. No. Who wants to spin mercury at 15,000 degrees and start lifting off the ground? What frequency is it for levitation? I give you a hint. It's 3 frequencies interlaced to create a levitating object. It's not just 1, it's 3. I shouldn't have even said that, but I'm saying that to you for all you guys playing with frequencies and cymatics. 3 for a stable frequency to lift something or lift someone else off the ground. I just wanted to share that with you because I love you guys very much. I want you to understand that I see all of you as equals at the round table. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. All right. And Jeremy, did you just say Jeremy wants to grow mushrooms? What are we talking about? What kind of mushrooms are we talking about, Jeremy? Let's be honest. What kind of mushrooms are we talking about here? All right. I think you guys already punched in where we're on the planet you guys are watching from. And I'm really excited to see you guys. We have 3 tickets left. If you guys are coming, come check it out. And I said I expanded that because I wanted to make sure we literally are filling every single seat that we're allowed to in this place. We're crushing. So let's get it. All right. Utah, North Node, Team Light Friends, baby. And again, Robin, thank you so much for that. Spiritual warriors, bro. Be fearless. Hi, Rion. For I couldn't cook. Netherlands. All right. I'd have to scroll all the way back up. North Carolina, Ohio, Texas. All right. Belfast, Ireland. I want to come to Ireland. Orange County, Long Beach, Maryland, Jersey, baby, Miami. You know we love you, Miami. Malta, Florida, BC, Canada, AZ, Queensland, Australia, England, San Bernardino, Utah. All right, my brother Nate. NorCal, Indiana, Michigan, San Diego. New Zealand, Cali Des, Missouri, Australia, Florida. We know you're in the desert. We know you're out there, Tone, in the desert. UK, Fort Lauderdale, Irvine, UK, baby. Let's go. Ladies and gents, it goes on and on. I'm just trying to say that we're getting organized right now. I am not in a shock and awe campaign. I see many financial changes about to take place. I am making certain moves to make sure that we have what we need to do large things. I can also say what, Daryl was just in Sedona about a week and a half ago, Bashar. And, I think contact's a lot closer. And I think, with what this is, he said 2026, early 2026. Well, it's 2024 in what, 3-4 months? So what I'm trying to say is 2 years. It's interesting. We have 700 days, give or take, we have about 700-800 days. We incarnated on this planet. We got 723 days until we got ships coming down. It's kind of crazy how fast time went, right? If you really think about it, everyone's like looking left and looking right. We have 720 to 736 days before we have contact and some sort of big thing happening. And in front of that, 2 or 3 smear campaigns and a huge victory, right? 12, 24, 36. Huge victory in the next 36 months. So after we get some sort of disclosure, we have the victory later that year. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know that it seems like things are going very slow. I want you guys to take every single day that you have right now and make it count. If you have to heal your family, if you have to heal yourself, if you have to heal your work, if you have to switch jobs, if you have to move, if you have to change your life plan and jump on a different timeline, now is the time to do just that. Okay? I just want you to know, do not waste this time right now. My name is Rion, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Okay? I love you guys. All right? Until next time, until next week, I love you very, very much. Well, let me see something. I may be out of town, ladies and gents. When I get back, I'm going off grid. I shall be back. But until then, check out all the cool stuff at teamlightstore.com. Email support@teamlight.com for the info on the pyramids. I'll make 2 or 3 for you guys. Check them out. And 700 days is not very long, ladies and gents. Okay? Just really take a hard look at yourself and go, what can I improve right now? And what do I need to accomplish? And what things do I need to check off my bucket list right now? Okay? Stay in a positive mindset. And regardless of whatever shenanigans is about to roll out, see it coming before it happens. We know there's only 2 or 3 plays these guys have, and they've already told us what it is. We have lots of support here on this planet. We have lots of good ETs, good beings, and good-hearted human beings here to support us. And just remember how much you are loved and how divine and special you are. Okay? I love you guys all very, very much. All right? Till next time. Peace.